If you've been around for a while now, you've probably heard of the term 2TC before. That's right, it's one of the achievements in the game where you beat chimps with 2 towers. So today, we're gonna beat chimps with 1 tower. Let's get into it. Before the challenge starts, you might have noticed that I don't have enough cash to buy an ace. So how do I 1TC? Well, I don't. Goodbye. Just kidding. What I'm doing is I'm simulating a run that is done in co-op mode where you can basically start with more than 650 cash. So I gave myself just enough to buy the ace. Some people refer to it as a 1 tower co-op chimps, but I like to say 1TC anyway, because it sounds cooler. So take it as a proof of concept if you will. As far as I'm concerned, this is legit. The early game is pretty straightforward because ace doesn't have any weaknesses. It can pop all types of balloons, so it's simply a jack of all trades for cheap. The first actual hard round is round 40. It requires some micro to pop the Moab layer, and then some prediction micro to catch the ceramics, because the bombs take 2 seconds to explode. So I drop them in front of the balloons just like so. The explosion should do the job. You'll afford ground 0 on round 45. With 15 damage per bomb, mid-game should be trivial. At the end of round 61, you afford Tsar Bomba, and the rest of mid-game is just another walk in the park. Round 83 used to be a hard round because they are fortified super ceramics, but this buff should make it more breathable. It only requires basic micro to handle. Aside from that, every other round can be nuked by just using ability. 91 is similar to 83 with the amount of ceramics, and if anything, you can use the ability to help out. Round 93 has some DDTs coming in early on. It's hard to pop them all with raw micro, but there's an easier way using a technique called Fred stalling. Fred stalling involves rewinding to the previous round. Instead of using the ability to nuke everything, I use it early, essentially leaving behind a couple of blimps that can be handled with ace micro. This will allow stalling for ability for the next round. Now here comes the real challenge, round 95. This round contains a wave of 30 DDTs pouring in, and using one ability alone will not kill them all. A perfectly timed Tsar drop can pop 24 DDTs, leaving behind 6 and some other fortified Moabs, and I'm gonna have to brute force them by hand. A good strategy here is to pop the first 3 DDTs, nuke everything in the middle, and then pop the last 3 DDTs. In the run I actually popped 4 early, leaving 2 behind just to make it easier for myself. '96 and '97 are microless, just nuke them. Round 98 is interesting because I can't insta-kill the round like before, otherwise I'm dead in the water on 99. So I have to figure out a way to stall 98, and there is just one way to do it. First of all, I nuke all the BFBs in the round. Then I try to damage the first few ZOMGs to lower its health enough, such that the next ability will insta-kill them. For the ones that aren't damaged in the back, hopefully they survive the second nuke and leave some BFBs, and those are going to be our stalling blimps. In the run I got a pretty decent stalling setup, then of course I just need to survive and brute force the rest of them. Now, at this point, I can easily beat 99 with 1 nuke. But again, if I do that, I don't have enough cooldown for round 100, then the run is also dead. So I have to stall 99, and a good thing is that the stall from 98 before gave me just enough cooldown. I can nuke everything except 2 Moabs. Here I'm trying to anti-micro and delay popping them as much as possible. Now it's time for round 100. This is by far the most micro-intensive round because the bat layer alone has 28,000 HP. Tsar Bomba isn't that great for single target damage. I mean, every set of bomb does 120 something damage. Good thing is that the map is long enough that you can use the ability up to 5 times. Each does 3,000 damage for a total of 15,000 damage. That leaves us with 13,000 pops to be done by hand, and boy did I have fun. Now, I know it's hard to imagine how much 13,000 damage is, so here's a quick comparison. An ace left on figure 8 throughout the round deals approximately 4,000. On figure infinite, it does slightly better at 5,000. And if you can do some basic ace micro, you can probably get in the range of 9 to 10,000 damage. And to squeeze out 13,000 damage from my actual run, then it's going to take a bit more effort. I used some advanced ace micro techniques such as War, Reverse, and Loop Extension, all of which I covered in my Guide to Ace Micro series, so you might want to check it out.
Yeah.
GG's, there we have it. One tower chimps, the first non-hero tower that can pull this off. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will be happy to answer your questions if you have them. And until next time, see ya.